Meanwhile, at the White Keep on Krakoa.
Honestly, I'm a little insulted that it's taken you this long to invite me. Word is spread, Emma. There's no hiding the mutant miracle you have running your kitchen.
Speaking of, Saucier here is a gift. Ask him. He will tell you. And if you doubt him, he will threaten you with dirt.
If I feed you dirt, Miss Frost, you will eat dirt, and then you will be thanking me for it. Tonight, however, if you eat lobster, he died for you from his death. I have resurrected him as a dish so succulent that you, in fact, might die from indulgence. But do not fear, this is Krakoa. This is Krakoa, and there is worse ways to die. Well, let's put the man to the test, shall we? Oh.
I know. Oh
my God, that's... Oh.
I know, right? To die for.
Oh my God. Oh, what more?
Eric. Oh God, Eric. I can't Heimlich you, Eric. These gloves, Eric. Oh please, everything's white in here. You're wearing white. Just please keep it inside. Welcome to episode 140 of Comic Book Queer's Legacy. I am your host, Brett, and with me, as always, is EvilJeff.
Hi.
EvilJeff?
Hey.
Oh, there he is. Hi. Yeah, what a great scene. What a great scene from Giant Size Magneto. It's a one-shot. It's written by Jonathan Hickman. It's drawn by Ramon Perez.
Magneto.
Oh, okay. Great. Well, welcome, everybody. We're going to talk about some geeky things today. But first, why don't we dive into some hot topics, shall we?
Sure. What do you got to hit?
Oh, hot topics.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring a hot topic to the table that Strike Force has been canceled. Teenie Howard Strike Force.
Well, fuck everybody.
Yeah, that's all. And then I also wanted to say that on the other end of the spectrum, something has been created. We've seen the Ten of Swords promo covers.
Yes. Let's go ahead and start bringing those up because those are kind of amazing. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Oh, my God. So many. Let's talk about, the Cable one has got Cable with a sword and Cyclops and Jean Grey. So it's more family time, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. We've got Excalibur. We've got Betsy Braddock fighting her twin brother, Brian. I'm here for that.
So I guess, is he evil again? Like, what? I'm confused.
I don't know.
But isn't it that he didn't want to use the sword because... Or he had the sword and she has the amulet? That's how it works?
She's got the sword. She gave him back the sword? And I gotta reread that shit.
I thought she has the amulet and he has the sword.
Oh, no, she always had the amulet.
But then he's like, keep the sword away from me because it's making me violent or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, you've always fancied swords. Yeah.
Remember back in... remember the horrible incest scene in Alan Moore's Captain Britain run?
No.
When the Nazi Captain Britain takes over Brian Braddock and tries to rape Betsy.
He tries to get a little, yeah.
But you don't realize it, so like you're just reading the comic and suddenly he just starts kissing her and she's like, no! He's like, yes. And you're like, what? God,
yeah,
that was a very dark...
It's an alternate Brian, but isn't it still one that's a brother to a Betsy Braddock? Gross.
That's when Betsy just fucking... And then she kills him.
Good. Fuck that guy.
Anyway, so that's what we're dealing with. So they have issues.
They do have issues. So do, evidently, Doug Ramsey and Ileana Rasputin, because they're dueling on the cover of New Mutants.
Now, we've learned in the Nightcrawler one, which really wasn't about Nightcrawler, it was really about those two. The Nightcrawler giant size. What was the secret he learned? Or she learned his secret? She learned his secret about Warlock. So do you think that's the tension between those two?
Warlock, I go back to that panel where Xavier first brought Dougie to Krakoa, and he had his Warlock arm and he touched some leaves. Yeah. And they turned techno-organic.
Okay.
I wonder if Warlock has got is a deeper cut on Krakoa than we think he is. I think, is Warlock mattering more?
Yeah.
Than we know he does?
I just want to say, though, is that her? Is she? What? Okay. It's just like an image shoot. And the image, it's like, is that her sword? The whole thing, her sword with their faces reflecting in it? I'm looking at the image.
She's tearing the page with her by dragging her sword.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason that was like a superimposed like perspective angle. That was her sword. And I was like, that's not drawn right.
Yeah, it's not. So it's drawn right.
Okay. And then Doug is holding that sword like really badly.
Yeah, he seems, well, like the art's good though, because, well, I mean, isn't that what Dougie's going to act like if he's taking on Illyana?
Yes, but I'm still
in a sword fight.
But remember Necrotia,
where he could fight anyone.
Where Doug Ramsey could learn the art of any language, including fighting.
We're not doing that, Doug.
We just forgot about that.
That's clearly not that Doug. Yeah.
I miss who's the writer that did Daredevil?
Charles Soule. We hate him.
We do hate him, but we like that run. I miss the Charles Soule, bearded Doug with an internet.
I wouldn't want that to be Doug though. I mean, that was like a cute phase Doug went through, but I wouldn't want that to be the character. I mean, maybe I do. I just love Dougie so much. Current Dougie, like Dawn of X Dougie.
Maybe Doug and Rain should get together.
Ooh.
Because she felt so bad when he died. This is like...
Oh, wait. Other hot topics. The New Mutants are going to have a panel during Comic-Con at home.
Oh, I saw a thing for that. Is there like a new clip of it?
There's a new trailer, and they're going to do a live panel as part of Comic-Con at home. Do you think they're going to announce that it's going to be on the TVs? Do you think it'll be announced that it's on Disney Plus or something?
If they just release it on Disney Plus,
that'd be awesome.
Comic-Con happens, I will shit my pants. We'll do a whole episode when that finally comes out. We're gonna do a whole episode on that fucking thing. I have a hot topic.
What?
And I forgot that this was happening, but it's still on. You remember one of my favorite comics is Robert Kirkman's Invincible.
Sure.
And they are making a full animated TV show out of it.
Nice.
And it stars Stephen Yeun as Mark Grayson, and Sandra Oh is playing his mother. So they're making his character Asian. I think it would be weird to have two Asians playing it and then have them just be white people. So, and J.K. Simmons plays the dad Omni-Man. Zazie Beetz, I think, is going to be the girlfriend in it.
Wait a minute. Did you just say it's? I don't know if is it Zazie or Zazzy?
Zazzy?
I've been saying Zazzy.
It's probably Zazzy. But you know what? There's only one
Beetz?
Z. But I feel like if it's Zazzy, it would be two. It would be Z-A.
Would be two Z. Zazie.
Because
regardless,
but that's awesome. Right?
It's great, because I was in line behind Zazie Beetz at my local wine shop a few days ago, and the guy at the front desk.
I allowed you to bring this up again.
The guy at the front desk told me that she lives one block up from me. So
how does he know that?
He's like, well, she just lives right over there, and I was like, oh, so do I.
What a stalker!
He's like,
how does he know where she lives?
Because she orders from them.
Oh, and so he knows the address.
They know where I live too because my address is in the system.
Oh, okay. I thought he was like, she just lives up the block.
I followed her.
She's really pretty when she showers.
No, my point is though, I live in the same neighborhood as Domino.
So you need to get on that, and you need to plan out bumping into her. Just how know what it is? You need to plan how you met your husband. and do it with Zazie Beats or Zazie Beats.
Oh my God, like I need to find her smoking outside of an office building and then start smoking.
How you like accidentally run into her?
Outside the one across the street?
Yeah, you'll just be vaping. You'll be smoking weed.
I already have a plan to have a meet cute with my other neighbor, Neil Patrick Harris. I haven't seen him around though.
Ew. I hate Neil Patrick Harris.
Why?
Because ever since he came out, he's just like the most annoying gay.
Precious.
And he is, and I am aware of James Franco, but he is the worst host the Oscars ever had.
Oh, wow.
So bad. Worse than James Franco. At least James Franco wasn't trying.
Yeah.
But Neil Patrick Harris was trying so hard and bombing so bad. I don't know. Neil Patrick Harris just... he annoys me.
Well, that's my neighbor.
But have a swinging like orgy with him.
I will, and Zazie. All right, we got to move on. We have a lot to cover.
Okay.
What do you want?
I want your ex, Brett.
Hit it.
I want your ex.
Okay, we've got.
Come on. Sorry.
All right. I feel like I wish we could do that in the Family Guy. What's his name?
Oh, that giggity guy? Ew.
Giggity.
Ew, I hate that guy. Stop it. I hate that. I hate that. I hate when people say giggity. Oh.
Giggity.
That's like when people say, oh, behave. Like Austin
Powers.
Stop.
Magneto, giant size X-Men.
Magneto, giant size.
Giant size. For giant size, not a lot happened.
These giant sizes.
I feel like they're just regular comics. Are they longer?
They're cute. I love them.
But are they longer than a regular comic?
They're giant size. What? So, yeah.
I don't feel they're that much longer than a regular comic. So I feel the giant size is like a misnomer.
Ooh, I wonder what the page count is.
Unless you buy the actual physical comic and it's like 11 by 14 or something.
Giant size Magneto. Hold on, I'll tell you how many pages it has in a second. It has it's like 30 pages. Isn't that?
That's a regular comic.
Isn't a comic book like 32?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
So it's shorter.
Yeah, so it's it's regular sized Magneto.
Yeah, it's regular size. Oh, look, it's regular size, man. Okay.
But this is, I just want to say, and this is, so this we find out it features 3 characters mainly, and that
I died
Magneto,
when I got to the cast page.
Yay. Emma Frost.
Hurrah.
Yay. And
we
then
love
Namor. And I'm just like, I don't care about Namor.
Why?
I just don't care. I hate Aquaman and I hate Namor. I hate the sea, Brett.
But like Namor and Emma are fucking.
Like Namor and Emma are fucking?
Yeah, they have been for years.
Has that been confirmed, or are you just like...
Mm-hmm. No, there's like multiple mentions of it. They've had a torrid affair in the past,
but not right now. They aren't, or are they?
No, I mean they'll still fuck, right? Like nothing's stopping them. They're just busy.
She's like, hey, if Jean and Scott are gonna have their happy.
Yeah, she'll get hers.
I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah, I mean, and let's not forget she's gonna marry Tony Stark in whenever that's gonna happen.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's in the history of the Marvel Universe when they cut to the future. What? They mention a bunch of things, and they mention the wedding of Tony Stark and Emma Frost. Oh yeah, that's coming. That's happening.
I stopped reading it because it was stupid.
Oh no, they go into future things that are happening, and like they mention Empyre, and one of them is the wedding of Tony Stark and Emma Frost.
Is that going to happen in the Empyre X-Men run?
I don't think Empyre, but I think it's a story after.
What?
Sometime.
The thought of like Emma Frost and Tony Stark having like tit for tat and then hating each other and then their hatred they start making out. You know I love that shit, Brett.
Yeah.
I am 100% here for that. This Namor stuff though, it's just Namor's just
Namor. Yeah.
But that's for that I was hoping for something more.
I guess for me, so basically here's what's going on. Magneto is looking for an island. And so we now know he's looking for an island, but who owns this island? And who wants the island? Ooh. We find out that Emma wants the island.
These are excellent questions.
And Namor owns the island. So why Emma couldn't just ask him while she was sucking his dick, who knows?
Well, Emma needed Magneto to build the thing that Magneto builds at the end.
Right, that's true. So, and then Magneto and Namor go on a little adventure where he needed his magnetic powers. And
a seafaring adventure.
Yes, and then there was basically Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yes, you've chosen wisely.
Mermaid moment of choose this wisely. And so then, okay, I want to ask you this. What was the point of this?
We don't know yet. I think this is set up for something. But one thing we should mention is that when Namor and Magneto do go on this sea adventure and they do go on the like choose wisely Indiana Jones pick the object thing with all these weird mer witches, they get a key and they're like, do we know what this key does? No, I don't know. And then at the end, you see that Magneto has the key on him. Like, here's my question. Why didn't Namor take the key? Like, and why did Namor want to get in there in the first place? Did he just want to see what it was?
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's just these ugly sea hags, so.
He's like, all right, cool, never mind.
Take the key.
Anyway, Magneto has the key, which is so weird.
And that's the thing is, why does Emma need this island? And what was the building that she was building? And is this a secret from Xavier? Like, why?
Oh, well, we don't know yet. It's definitely a setup for something. I have a theory. I think there's a big clue. So basically, Namor gives Magneto the island. Magneto then builds this structure for Emma, but he still has that fucking key. That's what's driving me crazy. Anyway.
Do you think it's something for Kitty?
The structure he builds it looks like a big building. It's got a giant sentinel head on it, which is my big context clue. In the beginning, what does Emma say to Magneto in the beginning at dinner? Like, she kind of gives a hint into her motivation. Something about the narrative. She says, I've learned from watching how humanity is reacting to what we are doing, and I have an idea. So she's doing something about how humanity is just outraged and terrified that Krakoa is a thing.
Is she making a theme park?
I think close. I think it's a museum.
Oh.
I think it's a history museum. And I'll do you one better. I think it's the Catherine Pride Mutant History Museum.
Oh. When are they going to fucking bring her back to life? I'm freaking getting
Oh my God, like tomorrow? Hurry up. Not till after Ten of Swords, I'm sure.
So she's not in any of the promotions for Ten of Swords?
No!
Bring that bitch back. You can't be like, hey, here's a book with Kitty Pryde in it, and then you kill her off in the 7th issue and not bring her back. I can't handle it, Brat.
Neither can I.
But that being said, it was just kind of like, I don't know, I want something. I think here's the thing is I'm suffering from, like, everything was just so intense with House of X and Powers of 10.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of all these new books that now I'm getting a little, like, my bar is set so high that if my mind isn't blown, then I'm pissed off. When I still have to appreciate that this is still what I'm reading is better than a lot of the stuff from the past, like, 10 years. So I need to, like, remember that, but I'm still kind of like, yeah, whatever. Get to, like, the fun stuff. Get to the crazy stuff. I want more. Where's
Ten of Swords is coming. That's going to be the fun stuff.
Moira?
Moira will absolutely factor into Ten of Cards. She might even be that classified
Did you say
lady.
10 of Cards?
10 of Swords. Sorry, I was thinking about the tarot cards. I was thinking about the tarot cards that had the, like, did you see the free comic book day issue?
Yeah.
It was in print only, so unless you went to a comic book store, I doubt you saw the free comic book day issue that came out last week.
I didn't read it. I think I saw it.
Anyway, it's a big Ten of Swords preview, and it's got, like, so much shit. And
Does anything interesting happen?
it's tarot card based. No, they just preview. I don't know. I don't really know much about it because there wasn't a digital. I didn't read it. So
Oh, you didn't read it either. Okay.
no, I saw little panels of it though on Twitter. People took pictures. People took pictures of their comic books and put them up on Twitter.
But that's a picture. Do you know that's an X-Men quote? Do you know which X-Men quote that's from?
But that's a picture.
But that's a picture. Spelled Pitcher.
No,
said
what is
by
that?
a little kid.
What is that?
It's when Colossus rejoins the X-Men and Follow the Mutants, and he's like in London, and he's like drawing the X-Men, and then this little kid sees him, and then he's like, I love the X-Men, and then Colossus turns into a steel form, and the kid's scared, and he's like, but why are you scared of me now? You loved him when you saw this. And the kid goes, but that's a picture.
That's a picture.
Okay, I have this is the thing, I can't remember anybody's name, but I remember that from like issue 217.
How could you not? It's so good.
It's great. I'm like, I don't need to know your name, coworker. I need to remember everything that happens in X-Men comics.
Oh, sick.
What about other comics? Are there other comics happening in the world?
Other comics. Oh, you gotta get a comic.
Oh, you gotta get a comic.
You gotta get a comic if you wanna get ahead.
Brett, what else have you read?
Well, there's a big event starting called Empyre with a Y. Heard of it?
I did. I would rather it be Empire with an I with a heart dot.
That's more appropriate. Like Billy, it's about Billy and Teddy.
Yeah.
No, instead it's like, we're going to build a new empire on this fire.
I guess.
Okay.
Here's my thing, and I'm going to complain about this thing in a later thing. In a later thing we're going to talk about.
Thing it up thing.
Is, I guess for me, it's just, we're now at a point, it's 2020, and just the simple track of, we're evil and we're going to kill everyone and rule the universe is not enough of a motivation for me. So
I need nuance. I'm older now.
Yeah, I need some more nuance. So I love the idea that the Fantastic Four is like infiltrating they're now kind of inside the Kree-Skrull Alliance fleet. And then the Avengers are on with Kotati? Kotati. Like they're on the side of the moon with the Kotati plant people. And they're all kind of realizing they're there. And they're all discovering that Teddy is the king. And they're like, Teddy, what are you doing? These guys are evil. And Teddy's like, I don't know. I trust them. It's saving lives. I don't know why he's Rodney Dangerfield in this. He's like a gay
He looks
Rodney
just like him.
Anyway, all of that I was into. But you could see right away from what's the guy who's Mantis's son? What's his name?
Koi.
What?
Koi?
Koi? Yeah, Koi. Like, it was just so obvious from the... So we're like, well, he's clearly evil.
Oh, I didn't think it was obvious. I was like, oh, what a twist. What a good twist. The bad guys are good. The good guys are bad.
It was just... It just seemed very clear that... that they were, like, the way he was, like, even the panels, like, everything was set up like he was, like, hiding something. Like, yes.
Oh, I didn't see it coming. Oh, Sequoia.
Brett. Anyway, so I felt like I saw it coming. And so then he turned evil and all the plant people turned evil. And it turns out...
The flowering.
It all ended up being this, like, Midsommar, like...
Yeah. Everybody's got their plants coming out the mouths these days.
And so they're actually the bad guys, and the Skrull and Kree are maybe the good guys. And so and then Tony's like, I didn't know. And if I was Captain America, I'd be like, you fucking piece of shit. We're following your lead, you idiot.
Yeah, and like, how about that last issue, like the Avengers, Empire Avengers #0, where Tony was like, this place is the best. Like, this is the most peaceful I've ever felt. These people are the best. They're so good. Ugh,
dummy.
How's the egg on your face?
I know. What are these dreams you're having, idiot?
Okay, futurist.
Yeah, you fucking need to marry Emma Frost because you need someone to slap you in the face and snap you out of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, For me, the only thing I liked it all. I like the action. I like that like She-Hulk grabbed something and she's like, "Oh, I can talk normal now." Like that was kind of funny.
I know. They're like, we're going to need her to talk this event, so we're going to undo Jason Aaron's stuff with, I don't know, how about the Resonance of Amber?
My only thing is where it was just like, we're going to take over the universe. Fuck all of you. But I was just like, why?
Because they're the Avengers. He said, we are the Avengers now.
So it's all
they're
just
avenging
revenge?
that original sin.
Revenge.
It's always revenge.
Well, I could understand if it was like, well then we're gonna kill the Kree and the Skrulls, but now they're like, and then we'll take over the universe and rule you all. I was like, okay.
It's called Stakes. Heard of it? I don't know. I'm not into this.
Yeah. Oh, so you don't like it at all?
I'm not into it. I'm just like, I don't know. Like.
Yeah, that's what I feel. The stakes aren't...
It feels early. It feels early for this reveal.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So now it's like they shot their load, and the load wasn't even that big.
And it got me in the eye.
Like it just... Yeah, it didn't even get to the eye. It didn't even get past the belly button.
Oh...
But I agree. So I hope maybe it'll be more fun, but then it's like 30 fucking issues. There's like a million.
It's like, now, what is this story going to be about, though? Like constant fighting with the plant people? Pass. I have my own plants. Thank you.
And then it's like, I'm already angry with the beast fighting plant people.
Yeah, I don't need more plant people. Thanks.
And he keeps calling
Get the weed whacker.
Who cares about the meat people?
The meat people. I'm a meat person. Fuck you.
Oh my god, the Shi'ar, we got birds, we got plants, we got people.
I don't know. The only way I can see this being good is if Rogue is in it. Otherwise, I'm like, I don't care. I just really like Rogue.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, we'll keep reading it. Since I don't think I'll read every single thing about it. Because...
certainly not.
It would be quicker for me to fucking read War and Peace.
Thank you.
Anyway. Did you read anything else, Marvel?
Yeah, Marvel. I read Captain Marvel.
Ooh,
number 17.
I didn't read that. It
was fun.
What's Her Nerd still writing it?
Yeah, that's why I read it. What's Her Nerd is Kelly Thompson, for those of you who don't listen to this show. Art by Francesco Manna. Pepe Larraz did that cover, so I was like, wait, what's this? And it's a fun little show. He didn't do the inside, though. But he can do my inside.
So why is Wolverine? I saw Wolverine was on the cover. Why is Wolverine?
Yeah, because it's poker night.
Oh, so is it just like
It's just poker night.
like fun?
Yeah, that's why I bought it, because I saw the premise was
Strip
just
poker?
game night. No. It's
Who else
Monica
was playing
Rambeau.
poker? Oh, Monica Rambeau. Wolverine.
Monica Rambeau. How about Jessica Drew? Heard of her?
Yeah.
She's awesome. Jennifer Takeda, heard of her?
Who's that?
Sure you have. That's Hazmat.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then knock, knock, knock. And Carol Danvers is there, of course. And then knock, knock, knock at the door. It's one Miss Kamala Khan.
Oh.
Like her?
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, she's cool.
Who wins?
So she is morally against gambling. She shows up late. And she's like, she brought all these board games. And they're sitting around. She's like, poker? It's poker? I can't play poker. It's gambling. And they're like, okay, well, what do you want to play instead? So she takes them to an escape room, a New Jersey-themed escape room.
Oh, God.
But the guy that runs the escape room is like an arcade light. And so he's like, finally, superheroes are here.
Now I can kill them.
Yeah, it's cute.
Aww.
Yeah, it's super cute. And it ends with them escaping the escape room, just through powers, not through riddles. And then it ends with them going to trivia night together. They go to a pub trivia at a bar, and they.
Oh, but she can but Kamala can go to the bar. She's not opposed.
Oh, right. They're like drinking in front of Kamala. Yeah. Well, gambling's illegal. Drinking's not. You know, she's not drinking. I mean, that kind of. I mean,
couldn't they have been like, well, let's just play for chips?
It's Kamala's moral compass. It's kind of spinning all over the place, truthfully. And the team trivia name that they pick is Captain America's butt. Oh no, the answer They're all yelling in unison. Captain America's butt. The answer is Captain America's butt. And then Wolverine just goes, Captain America's butt. And I'm like, you are so bisexual these days, Logan. It's not even bisexual. It's mutant sexual.
What was the question?
I have no idea.
I mean, it could.
Who has the best butt?
I mean, honestly, if it was something else, I would be like, oh, it's the scene from Avengers Endgame. But that doesn't exist in that world.
That's ass. Right.
Oh, well, that's true. He does say ass in that? Okay. Who am I talking to? You've seen it like 500 times.
Hell yeah, I have.
How many times have you seen Avengers Endgame? Have you lost count?
Probably, no, I've probably watched it all the way through 5 times.
Wow.
6 times. 5 times. We'll say 5 times.
Gay! No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
that's fun.
It's
speaking
fun.
of gay, though, I read something super gay.
what?
It's crazy. It's been almost 2 years since the last issue of this gay comic from Boom by, I think it's C.S. Pescott, this female kind of gay writer.
Oh, that
She
sounds
writes, like,
familiar.
narrators. It's called Fence. And,
Yes, Fence.
and basically, it's a graphic novel. It's kind of like four
Well, it's
large
coming out in
issues.
graphic novel form now.
Yeah, so it's 4 large issues. And I just really like it. But the problem is, I'm like, I waited 2 years for 4 issues, and it only moves the bar of like the plot so far. And I was like, oh, I almost am like, can you just write the book so I can read?
Right.
Like, it's
it's
just taking too long.
book.
I really like it,
Yeah.
and I want to see where it goes. Because clearly, mainly, if you don't remember us talking about it, it takes place in the world of high school fencing. And there's like a poor guy, and he's secretly the illegitimate son of a famous Olympic fencer. And his illegitimate brother is also the top fencer right now. And he gets a scholarship to go to this high school, and this hot Asian fencing ace is the other student there, but he's cold and icy and bitchy, and he doesn't have any friends, and he hates him. So anyway, the Asian ace fencer and then the illegitimate kid, down on his luck poor fencer, are forced to room together, and of course they hate each other. But in this high school, everyone is gay. Everyone is gay.
I love it. That's what I love. Like, there's no
Straight
rules
people. There's
in terms
no
of
straight
love.
And so
in this
everybody's
book.
dating everyone. So you clearly know that these two guys that hate each other are going to start liking each other. And it's our
Hell yeah.
And they end up making it on the team. The illegitimate kid, I can't remember their goddamn names, of course. The illegitimate kid, he's on the reserve, so he's not like a main player yet. And then the Asian kid is like, he's like the number 1 player. And so they've already started going to some like pre-qualifying round competitions. And so there's a lot of like, back and forth and battling and fencing. And it goes really into detail about fencing and all of that shit. And it's very interesting. But at the same time, their hatred towards each other is melting. And there's a moment where they're in bed, like they're sleeping in the same room. And the other guy's like, no, because we're friends. And the Asian guy's like, I've never had friends before. And it's kind of like this moment where you're just like, oh, they're falling in love. And now the Asian guy's starting to teach him fencing, and he's like holding his arm. And then the other guy's looking like, oh, what is this feeling?
Finally.
When you touch me, I feel something weird. So it's like moments and details. But they do meet up with the illegitimate kid's brother. The brother doesn't know that he's the brother. But apparently he used to sleep with the Asian guy too. Like they apparently used to be boyfriends. So anyway, It's fun and it's juicy and it's soap opera and it's all fencing and action and it's fun. It's just 4 issues, 2 years for 4 issues, and then who knows when we're going to get more.
Right.
So I'm just like, it's one of those things where it's so good that I'm just angry of how long it's taking to come out. But I highly
Turn
recommend
it into a novel. Turn it into a novel.
Yes, because I'm telling you, she wrote The Captured Prince. And if you like enemy to lover novels, it's 3 novels. I read them, binge read them. And it's just like 2 warring nations, and they're both princes. And the one prince captures the other prince because he killed his brother. And he's like torturing him, but then they like fall in love.
We need to get into our next segment because then I can talk about a enemy to lover story.
Okay.
but it's not a comic book. We'll have to see more.
Oh,
Like TV, movie.
hit it.
Suddenly Seymour. Standing beside. This is our segment about TV and movies. And EvilJeff. Wait, have I brought this up already? Because it is legit like one of the best enemy to lover stories I've seen lately.
Well, it's brought up where I told you to watch it, but I didn't talk about it because I wanted us to talk about it.
Is it? I'm not talking about that yet, or am I?
Oh, but
am I talking about? Am I talking about Never Have I Ever? Mindy Kaling's show?
No.
Girl, first of all, it's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. Second of all, enemy to lover.
Is that the one where like I just saw there's like one the guy is like insanely hot. Like,
yeah. It was the guy that was in
crazy.
Yeah, he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah.
That doesn't help me.
I know. He was in the one you saw.
As the high school kid?
Yeah. He's actually 20. His name is Darren Barnett. He's 29 years old.
And he's playing a high
And
school
he's playing-
kid. Here's the reason why I have not watched this. I hate most of what Mindy Kaling has done recently.
Okay, so you will not hate this. You will love this.
Really? All right, I'll watch
Yes.
it. But I have also problem is that I lately, and I don't know if it's the pandemic, but my boyfriend is hating everything we watch. And it doesn't, and when he hates something,
that makes it horrible.
But he will not shut up. Literally every second he'll be like, and that
Maybe
shot,
you
what
should
the
just
fuck?
watch it yourself.
So I think I might have to watch that without him because I took him to see, what was the one with Emma Thompson that Mindy Kaling did?
Oh, is that the talk show?
Late night.
Yeah.
I took him to see that, and it was almost like he was going to break up with me. Like every 5 seconds, he would turn to me in the theater, and he's like, "I hate this. I can't believe you made me watch this movie." And I'm like, "Okay, I get it. I'm awful."
Oh man, this one is really good though.
Because she also
really
did 4 Weddings and a Funeral, and that was a garbage too. The Hulu show.
Oh yeah,
That was really bad too. So this is good. Are you sure?
This is great. Yeah, it's about a girl in high school.
Right, if I watch it, I
it's
hate
about a
it,
girl
I'm
in high school
mad at you.
who lost her father, and guess who the father is? It's Mohinder from Heroes.
I hated him.
He's so good in this, though. You hated the
I
character.
hated the character Mohinder. Oh, come on. Everyone hated Mohinder.
Yes, everyone
Didn't he,
hated
like, get
Mohinder, but
lizard
the
powers at
actor
the end? Oh, so lame.
Fly. Yeah, it was so horrible. Oh, Heroes went off the rails immediately. But Never Have I Ever is hilarious. It's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen.
It's so funny. I'm going to have a heroes metaphor later in what we're going to talk about. Okay.
Oh, fun.
Anyway, so all right, I'll watch it. I will watch it.
Okay.
But I thought you were going to talk about a different enemies to lovers story.
Did you think I was going to talk about that movie in the Groundhog Day genre?
Yes.
Palm Springs, a Hulu original?
Palm Springs, which should
So it
be a
stars-
gay movie. It's weird having a straight movie called Palm Springs. Just throw that.
I
out
know,
there.
right? Thank you. Andy Samberg. It is Groundhog Day genre with a twist. Well, I mean, not really with a twist. They just approach it in a unique way. But what's the actress's name again?
I don't know. How about you? How I Met Your Mother girl?
Right. So here's the weirdest thing. I have such an emotional attachment to her. Like, I love her.
Kristen Milioti.
Kristen Milioti. Ooh. Even going into Palm Springs, I'm like, oh, I love this actress. And then I'm like, wait, I've seen nothing with her in. Like, I've never seen How I Met Your Mother. I've never seen where she played the blonde.
I can't believe I forgot when you mentioned the other thing.
She's from USS Callister.
From Black Mirror.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's why I love her. It's because she's the lead in USS Callister, one of the best Black Mirrors.
Yeah.
So Palm Springs immediately got my attention because it clearly starts in media res. Is that the right phrase?
Yeah, it takes like a couple scenes and you're like, oh, he's already in the middle of living these days over and over again.
He's been time looping
For a long
time already when we first meet him. And it takes you a sec to realize.
That's where I was like, oh, this is different. I'm not watching. This movie has already taken me off guard, and so I was very. So I was already on board because it's already surpassed my expectations of what it would be. Plus,
Yeah,
the comedy
exactly.
is really funny. It's really
Really
well-written.
funny. Really well written, really funny. So the source of the time looping, that's different, I think, than we ever experienced.
Yeah, there's an earthquake that opens up a cave.
Yeah, there's like a portal.
Yeah, and when you go in the portal, you start looping.
Yeah, you don't have to keep going in the portal. Like, you go in the portal once.
And then you loop.
And
forever.
you keep looping. Yeah. So, Christine Milian, that's not her name. Goes into the portal.
Milioti.
Who is Christine
Sarah. Her
Milian?
name's Sarah.
She's not famous anymore. Sarah goes into the portal, and now it's about Sarah, who just started time looping, with Andy Samberg, who has been time looping for a very long time, as well as an antagonist in the form of J.K. Simmons, who once followed Andy Samberg into the cave portal and also has been time looping.
Yeah.
And he keeps killing Andy Samberg out of
And
revenge.
also, it also has Tyler Hoechlin, who's Superman and
Yes.
Supergirl, and he's
Yes.
you see him topless, so that's yay.
Oh.
And then it has a guy named Chris Pang, who was in Crazy Rich Asians, and you see
Yes.
the clips with him, and he's really hot too. So there's some good eye. And then Andy Samberg, God, he's
Oh,
sexy.
so hot.
He's so sexy. Oh,
So Never Have I Ever is narrated by, I don't want to give away who narrates it because it's genius, except there's one episode about the other half of the enemies lovers duet. The one, not who the show is about, like the supporting character, and his episode is narrated by Andy Samberg.
oh, fun.
And it's great. But yeah, this Palm Springs, I was like, here we go again, another Groundhog Day. And it just was so fresh and such an interesting spin and so funny.
It's really
Andy
good.
Samberg
And it
is
goes-
so funny.
And it kind of, it's because you honestly are kind of like, it's very rarely where I'm like, I really have no idea what's going to happen. But you're also very invested in the characters. Like the characters are really deep and well fleshed out. Like where they kind of start falling in love with each other and you're just kind of, you're rooting for them. It's just so like,
Yeah.
Yay.
It was very yay. It also opens with Andy Samberg wanking it
Yeah.
while standing up. And so that was a great scene. That's my review.
If anything else, that's why you should watch it.
It's good. It's good. And I'm going to add right now, so you know, I've been really enjoying this season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So they have been time hopping and something bad happened. And
Somebody
they're now
died?
No, not yet. I'm sure someone will. It's a Whedon thing. They got unstuck from time. And so now they're existing outside of time. And their ship is in a time storm. So guess what next episode's genre is? Guess what next episode is about? The preview is Quake, Daisy Quake. She keeps reliving the same day on the ship. And on that day, the crew gets slaughtered by a slasher killer type. Yes,
So it's a Happy
Agents
Death
of S.H.I.E.L.D. is fucking doing Happy Death Day next week.
So basically you're just going to explode into orgasm.
I'm going to explode. I'm going to explode.
Well, that's amazing.
Amazing. But speaking of TV and movies, I think we should talk about our headlining movie.
Yes.
Let's.
There is a movie. It's now the #1 movie on Netflix. It has actually broken records, and it is the most watched movie on Netflix of all time already.
And this movie,
And now let's do a count of 3. It's called Old Guard.
The Old Guard.
The Old Guard, starring Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
And let's do
the
a
classical
1, 2,
French actress.
3, and we'll say whether we liked it or hated it. Brett, are you ready?
Yes.
1,
2,
2, 3.
3. Loved it.
Wait, what did you
Loved
say?
it.
You loved it?
I loved it.
Oh, I hated it. I hated it.
What is there possibly to hate about this movie?
It is so badly written
It
and
is?
so badly directed.
What?
It is awful.
I loved it.
Oh my god. It's
I
here's the
loved
thing.
it. I
Okay,
want
so
like
also-
sequels and prequels.
So here's the thing. Greg Rucka, who wrote the screenplay, also wrote the comic. You have to realize when you are writing dialogue in a comic book, you need to zhuzh it from like the comic writing. It doesn't that's okay, so this is the reason why everybody's loving it, is because there are two main gay characters.
But they're great.
And of course, they're very cute and they're hot. No, but I'm sorry. There's a scene where the bad guys have them captured and they're like, what are you guys, boyfriends or something? And he's like, this man, he is the moon to my sun and the blah, 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 blah. Oh my God.
That scene was great.
My eyes
and then they
were rolling back in my head. It was so cheesy and badly written. And that just, Brett, okay, so go ahead and start. Give a brief synopsis of the plot. So we can
So the
fight
plot
more.
is there is a team of specialists that's called in for like situations that require an extra touch, and they're called the Old Guard. And in the beginning, you meet them, you think they're just like a team of assassins, like they're super cool, like they get the job done, great. They get hired to extract some children who are kidnapped, and it was a trap, and they get machine gunned, they die, and then here comes the premise. Right when the bad guys think the Old Guard is dead, they all, full of bullet holes, stand up, bullets pop out of their bodies. They are unkillable.
They're all Hayden Panettiere from Heroes.
They're all Wolverine. And
More Hayden Panettiere because they don't have claws.
yeah, that's true. That's true. They've been around. Well, they've been around. They're activated at different times. And this movie is about them right when their leader, the oldest one, who's been around for millennia, Charlize Theron, she is kind of feeling on her way out, and a new Old Guard member springs up in the form of Nile, an African-American female American military soldier.
Now, if I was writing this script, it should have she should have been the main focus, not Charlize Theron, and it should have started with her, and it should have been all told through her perspective. But go on.
Sure. So you would have found out about them through her eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have found that more
Okay.
interesting. Go ahead.
Fine.
So then, but it turns out that the evil cousin of Harry Potter grows up. Did you recognize him?
No. Who is that?
No, the Dursleys,
No.
who Harry Potter lives with. You've seen a Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
kid.
It was Fiona Shaw.
Yes, Fiona Shaw's son, the fat Dursley kid. He's the crazy bad guy with the eyes too close together.
Oh, cool.
He got skinny.
Oh, the head of Big Pharma.
Yeah. So of course it's how Big Pharma's trying to find these immortals so they can torture them and dissect them and like make cancer-saving drugs.
But the Old Guard is a team of 4. There's 3 guys in addition to Charlize Theron's Andy, who you find out is short for something very interesting. And their names are Joe and Nikki, and Joe and Nikki are lovers, and they are star-crossed lovers. They established that they met during the Crusades.
And they killed each other.
And they killed each other, and they popped up, and and the rest is history. Like, I heard that story, and I was like, give me that prequel.
Yeah,
like, give
I
me
want that story. That would be more interesting.
Hell yeah. And I want the story of Charlize Theron and her lesbian lover in ancient times.
Yes.
And then the story of the lesbian lover who got thrown in an iron coffin at the bottom of the ocean.
Yes, all of that
and
is
Charlize
way
Theron
more
gave up on her.
So that's what I'm going to say. All of that is way more interesting than listening to lines like, "What are you doing? I thought we were doing this to save lives, not profits." I was like, like it was.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
This is my problem, and honestly, it's not. The fault is Netflix. When Netflix does these movies, they blow all of their money on the stars, and they do not give enough budget. Because I'm not even necessarily going to blame. I will blame the writing. The writing is kind of hokey, but even there's hokey writing in the Avengers, and it can be done right. There is not enough budget in this movie. The shots are very bland. The fight scenes are very bland. Like if you look at Harley Quinn. The Harley Quinn movie fight scenes, and then look at these fight scenes, bland. That's what I'm saying.
I thought these fight scenes were great.
You
like
watch
when Joe,
Harley Quinn. Have you seen watch Harley Quinn?
Birds of Prey?
Watch Birds of Prey, and then watch this movie? No. Like, it's just not on the same level. It's just, and it's mostly because of the budget.
Sure.
So if this was a television show, I would probably be like, oh, this is fun. But for a movie, I just have way higher expectations. It just feels like it would be a better TV show than a movie. So that's what I would say.
Yeah. When did you watch it?
Last night.
Oh, see, you watched it on a Saturday night. I watched it on a Sunday morning. I think those viewing scenarios come with a whole different set of expectations.
I know. I'm sitting there with my popcorn, like, let's have fun. Yeah. But also, guess what also was hindering me? Guess who I was watching it with?
Oh, Joe, the abusive viewing partner.
My abusive boyfriend. He actually started making, we had to rewind and start making Instagram stories of how much he hated it.
Oh my God. Me and Jeff, like, we waked and baked, turned it on, had the best time.
Yeah, I was the only one that was high watching it. But it was the thing, and I will say this, when I saw the preview, though, where it showed the gay scene where he gave that speech, I even said in the previous episode, like, ooh, a little too much cheese in the cheesecake there for me.
Yeah, well, that scene ended with the fact that even though Joe and Nikki were cuffed and being held hostage by 4 heavily armed soldiers, after they made the boyfriend crack and then pulled them apart while they were kissing, like they cut to them opening the van they were kidnapped in, and Joe and Nikki took them all out. Like, that's fucking awesome. That was my takeaway. I was like, that was awesome. Yeah.
Anyway,
I did want to see it.
But it was clearly set up for a sequel.
Oh, absolutely.
But but for me, honestly, I feel like this should be a TV show.
I'm here for the cheesy B-movie sequel. I am here for it. Give me that bitch coming out of her iron coffin, all wet, being like, bitch, I'm crazy now.
I'm crazy. You left me to drown for 500 years, you fucking cunt.
Yeah, the writing is like literally when Niall sensed that character at the bottom of the ocean, she's like, she feels crazy now.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I wasn't like bored.
I wasn't bored. I loved it. I was like, I want that prequel. I want that prequel. I want that prequel. I want this sequel.
It was a huge hit, so they're definitely going to make more of these.
I dig it. The other show that I'm watching that I want to bring up is Interior Design Masters. It's really good. It's really good, and there's a guy on it who's really hot. And that's all I'll say.
Okay.
That's how I get you to watch shows.
That's all it takes for me, honestly. But I will say, and that's the thing. If someone's really, really attractive, I will trudge through garbage.
Never have I ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not garbage, but that boy is hot. Okay. Well, what fun.
Old guard. I say don't bother. Brett says watch it.
Watch it.
I'd say watch it.
I do say watch it.
I'd say watch it just to judge for yourself.
I feel bad. I recommended it to my friend Steve, and I was like, you're going to love it. It's a little X-Men-y, because it felt a little X-Men-y to me, like very Kitty Pryde, Wolverine kind of shit. And he was like, will my wife like it? Who I'm very good friends with too. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, did they hate
and
it?
Like now I'm like, shit, she's going to text me. She's going to be like, I hated that.
We shall see. I will say though, Palm Springs, I have not met a single person that has not liked Palm Springs. I love
Palm Springs. Everybody should love it.
That is more a universal.
That should have been our headlining movie.
Yes. Old Guard.
I love Old Guard. I love it. You shot Nikki. You shouldn't have done that. Joe and Nikki.
If there were also, and I will say, this is the one thing that my boyfriend also said. He was good. He said the only character development in the two gay couples is that they are gay. He's like, they have nothing else going on for them other than
that's not true. Nikki was the heart and soul of the team.
How?
He was the moral compass. He kept telling them what to do, what was right, why they do what they do.
Mm-hmm. 2 lines of we should do this. It's not character development.
I liked it.
All right, fine. I'm not going to begrudge you. You're allowed to like whatever you want, Brad.
Thank you.
Just as I'm allowed to hate it.
Can I have some immortal gay assassins without a side of drama, please?
Hello. That's all I want is drama. That's my problem, is I'm obsessed with soap operas. So for me, I don't want drama. I want melodrama. I wanted to turn out that the two gay people, that they were actually brothers. No.
It was very issue number 1. It was. It was very like
Which
pilot.
is why it's like that would have been a good first episode of a TV show. And now here's the rest of the show.
Yeah, I agree. It would make a really great 6-episode arc, or 3-episode arc on a TV show, opening arc.
All right.
All right. We did it. And then some.
All right. Well,
great.
guys, thank you if you stuck through all this.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you going to watch tonight, EvilJeff?
Tonight? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Everyone's been telling me to watch Dark. It's like on its third or fourth
me
season.
too.
Maybe I should. I know that's all supernatural, strange thingsy.
For some reason, my friends from Chicago and I just downloaded the Friday the 13th Nintendo Switch game from 2017. You can play online, and up to 8 people. One of you is Jason, and the rest of you are counselors, and you have to either escape or kill Jason.
Wait, can you play it on, if you have your own Switch, you all can play the same game?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I want to. I've been looking for games that I can play with other people on
You can
Switch.
play with us. I'll let you know when we're playing next time.
That would be fun.
There's one more slot.
I wanna play with you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I forget why I'm telling you this story. Never mind. My mint julep is done.
And thus ends the episode.
I've been drinking a mint julep this whole episode, and it finally dug its claws into me.
All right. Well, guys, if you listened and if you liked, please subscribe to us. Please comment. Please rate us. Please follow us on Instagram, Twitter.
Please.
Please interact with us. Tell us stuff to read. Brett, we'll talk back to you.
I will. I have a lot of talk back.
Brett will respond.
I will. I totally will. So much going on. All right. Everybody, listen. The reason we love comic books is because we're queer. Because remember, if you read comics, well, that makes you queer.
Bye.
Bye.
Shazam!